I heard about, or I read in a paper of a father and son here in Sweden who were sentenced to 4 and 2 years in prison, I think, for 3D printing weapon parts, which was
Outstanding.
kind of there was some like parts for a machine pistol and two single shot pistols. I mean, the police were there for other reasons when they found this, so maybe something else was in the works as well. But that made me wonder how much can you do before it's illegal? I mean, having if you have the right tools, you can just start with a block of metal, and then you machine it, and then you have the barrel of a gun.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And you can make the mechanism and all of that. So when from a block of metal is clearly not illegal, but a finished gun is clearly illegal. Uh, yeah, from
Well,
legal to illegal. When does that gray zone? When do you enter the gray zone?
well, it probably depends on where you live in the world, partly.
Yeah, probably.
Because I'm sure that if you're 3D printing parts, some governments or police forces might say just even owning the files is an act of attempting to skirting around the word that would probably get you banned from a podcast. Preparing acts of
Yeah, that depends on what you're doing with it, I guess.
yeah.
And that brings you to one thing is to having the tools, but I also saw someone who were charged with conspiring or planning to do a criminal act, and they said, but it was just for a game. It was some friends, they got together and like, all right, if we were to do a bank heist, how would we do it? And of course they had fun, like, all right, we need to stake out this place, and it was probably some students because they have this kind of time on their hand. And then for some reason, totally different reason, of course, they got in the searchlight of the police and they found this plans. So like, oh my god, they were planning a big heist, and we just stopped it and like, no, we were not planning. Yes, you did. And then the question is it illegal just to have the knowledge? Because just having the tools, that doesn't help if you don't know how to do it. But if you know how to do it but don't have the tools, is then
I mean, intent is important when it comes to legal stuff, isn't it?
I suppose it's a bit like those old car radar things that you used to get. It's perfectly legal to buy it and fit it, but if you act on the information that it gives you and avoid a speeding fine because of it, then you've broken the law.
Yeah, and the thing about intent though, that changes very much if it's when in the day. Is it before I had my first coffee in the morning, or is it afterwards? That is a crucial
changes.
pivot point. Yeah, the degrees of intent is very much higher before I have my first cup of coffee, and then it kind of dies off a bit until I have my first human interactions. Then it's back up again. So
Well, Your Honour, if only you'd asked me after I'd had my first cup of coffee, none of this would have happened.
yeah, so it's basically on you.
This is actually your fault.
Then again, it's a nice segue to. Unfortunately, this is a half pint, so the Easter is done for. But I saw a reel today where they were discussing Easter traditions in various countries, and of course, in Germany, France, the British Isles, they were relatively the same. And then, like, how about you in Norway? Crime, murder. So it's a thing here, Easter crime, and I actually know this because I had it as questions in the Kahoot at work. the first official Easter crime was in 1923, and all the television channels have them. So when Easter starts, it's usually a small television series where someone has murdered someone, and then you have to solve it before the Easter is over. And it's sometimes they are made in Norway, but usually they just buy like a season of Vera or something, or Bergerac or something, and they just call it this year's Easter crime. But yeah, I thought that was, I was growing up with that, and I thought that was all about Easter. But it turns out no, it's a Norwegian tradition.
Yeah, I think ours is in the summertime. We have crime. I think
Midsummer
so, at least.
Murders.
Yeah, that's in that vein. Yes. I mean, I was looking up this today, and I mean, this is called the Holy Week, the Easter week in English, isn't it, Phil?
You're really asking the wrong person, but yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, but it feels. I mean, here in Sweden, we have Palm Sunday, then it's Ash Wednesday, either pink or cut Thursday because it's the same word.
Pink Thursday.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's from an old word where that's the same meaning of cleaning, and that's either cutting or pink. But yeah, and then we have Long Friday, and then it's Easter Day and all of that. So but in English it's Palm Sunday, Holy Monday, Holy Tuesday, Holy Wednesday, and Maundy Thursday, and Good Friday. I mean, what's wrong with you? We have 3 days that all call holy, and then the Maundy I don't really know what about, and then Good Friday. Is it good that Christ dies? What kind of Christians are you?
I can get the 3 holy days because it's probably a reference to the Holy Trinity. I've heard that expression. Not sure what it means though. If that is the gold myrrh and the incense, I'm not sure.
The Father, Son, and the Holy Goat.
Exactly, and the burning bush.
Moses' tablet.
But you kind of killed my list there, Phil, because you said you were not the right one. Because I was. It says on the screen in front of me Easter days. Because we have the same as in Sweden, of course, it's Palm Friday, and but what do you call the Saturday, and yeah, all the holy days and the Good Friday. Good Friday, I think we have, but all the holy days in between, no, that's not a thing that I know of. But then again, I'm not religious, so I'm not into the lore.
Yeah, I've never heard of any of these things either.
Easter, is that you've
yeah, I heard of Easter Sunday,
okay,
and
so,
Good Friday and Ash Wednesday. Not really sure what Ash Wednesday is all about. Ask a religious person.
I mean, I would get it in Norway where we burned witches, then Ash Wednesday, but I mean, wasn't he put on a cross? I don't think it's connected to that. Yeah, it's probably a different Ash. Yeah, maybe it's the tree.
Ash Ketchum from Pokemon.
Oh, it was Ash tree that the cross was made of. Now it makes perfect sense. Yeah, sure.
Right.
I don't even need to Google that, although it's half point. Now we just figured something out on our own. Aren't we smart?
Well, we figured something out, yeah, whether it is right or not.
that has nothing to do with
for these few glorious seconds. That's exactly correct until someone looks it up. But no, Holy Monday, Holy Tuesday, Holy Wednesday. No, I've never heard of these things. And what did you say Thursday was called?
Maundy, I think it was.
Oh.
Let's see the spelling here. Maundy.
That is a brand new one on me.
Yeah,
let's see what Wikipedia says.
Maundy. Maundy Thursday, Christian holiday commemorating the Last Supper.
When you
look at this, we're just learning all the time here. I've never heard of this ever.
But since you're now, Are you Googling Wikipedia? No, you're just Wikipediaing. Um, did you know, fun fact, that you can download Wikipedia?
Yeah, I
It's
learned it just recently because
yeah,
of
it's
something
a
you sent, I think.
yeah, it's a part of something called Project Nomad. It is
Hmm.
a site where you can go, so you can download the entire Wikipedia. And if you have a terabyte hard drive, you could fit the entirety of Wikipedia, including some other. They have made some packages so you can download Wikipedia, and then they have a lot of like books and of course how to bake recipes and a lot of self-help literature, because the thought is you can download this and store it locally in case, if you look at Iran now, of course they just shut down the internet for the entire country, so you can't Google shit. And if you don't have books or whatever, then I mean you still have the latest update of Wikipedia, so you still have access to relatively late information. There are books available that might be banned or burned, and you have like, all right, but I'm stuck here now. How do I bake bread? So it's more like a contingency. I haven't entered the web page just to look at all the details, but of course the hoarder in me like, can I download Wikipedia? I got a new hard drive. Shouldn't I download Wikipedia? It's like,
And then you set up your own server and have take the domain of wikipedia.com or
no,
whatever it
no,
is. And then you have to settle the scores by, yeah, I'm right. Look at Wikipedia here. It says so right here. And then it's your own. You've written all the articles yourself of the topic you want to win on.
no. I'm gonna do even better. I'm gonna, of course, this is for the apocalypse and the World War III and whatnot. So I'm gonna download Wikipedia, and I do have some text to speech software. And I'm pretty sure if I look in the loft, since my dad was a radio operator back in the days, I think I have all the equipment for a ham radio setup. So I'm just gonna spew out into the ether. It's live Wikipedia, and then of course I start alphabetically. So if you're finding how to make mashed potatoes, and I'm on cucumber soup, you have to wait a while. So
I
that
mean,
would
that
that would be
is.
nice though. How long would it take you to read Wikipedia? Someone has probably made that article, and then how long could you publish
But
that
it's
on
being
ham radio?
updated all the time. So, by the time you finish downloading it, a new article will have been uploaded or updated. So,
Yeah, I mean, XKCD did something about printing the entire Wikipedia and how futile that was. But I mean, this is a really good. I was thinking of it like for something to listen to go to sleep and that sort of thing. Just having reading Wikipedia of random articles, just a live stream 24/7. It sounds rather nice. I need some background noise instead of having the radio on with some stupid person talking about stupid stuff. Then you have a chance
But
to learn something.
this is what you should use AI to if you were to use it, because I've read a lot of Wikipedia articles, and they're not written in a way that you. I mean, it's very easy to find information like early life or a discography or whatever, but it's not like it's a narrative for reading. So you use AI when you're going to sleep. Pick me a random article and then rewrite it into a essay with a narrative that makes it coherent to read from start to finish, and then it just mold the information into a narrative that, yeah.
And then take the mostly clicked link on that article and do it with that one, and so on and so on and so on until you find a dead end.
Or, as in many articles, it's the smaller articles that, yep. if you want a reference, and then you go to a reference page, and it's 3 sentences, and it just references back to the place where you came from. And that just made me remember it. In the last episode, we talked about domains, and some guy in Norway, he bought the Norwegian domain for wolf. And then, of course, it was just a picture of a wolf, and underneath it said, "This is a wolf. They usually eat sheep." And the word sheep was highlighted with a hyperlink. And then you clicked on that, and then you came to the sheep domain, which just had a picture of a sheep. This is a sheep. It's usually eaten by, you guessed it, wolves. And then it was just linked back. That was maybe the top 2 of the top 3 best web pages I've ever seen.
Round and round it goes. I've just chucked a link in the chat to a website which I listen to a lot at work, which is called You Are Listening To. And what it does is it blends the publicly available radio chatter of who can you listen to. So Los Angeles Air Traffic Control, or the Montreal Fire Department, or the Los Angeles Police Department, and it just overlays the radio chatter with like ambient music from it used to come from what's that place called? I can't remember. It's streamed off Bandcamp now. But yeah, so just ambient music with radio chatter over the top of it. It's great for background music in your office. Well, I like it anyway.
I am going to try that tonight. A fun anecdote, though. I'm not going to mention any names, and he probably isn't listening to this podcast, nor any of our common friends or acquaintances. When I went to university, of course, you have the study hall, but of course, I went to the engineering branch, so we also had our own workshop, and we would rather sit there and do tasks than in the reading hall with the rest of the people. And then, of course, everybody was just sitting there, and you had your headsets on, listening to a podcast or music or whatever. And there's one guy in my class. His background noise was porn. He didn't watch it. He just had it on as noise in the background. And someone just like, what the fuck are you listening to? Oh, just porn. So it's like, what? And it's like, I have so many questions that I did not dare to ask at the time. But like, how did you stumble into that? This was your go-to to calm your nerves. And yeah.
I mean, there are
Do you do it
noises that I
still?
can think of that would just be a nice background noise not to listen to, but I would say I would have a hard time concentrating if all I hear in my head
Oh,
is,
he was having a hard time, all right. So yeah, that's
It's hardly binaural beats or bird song or white noise generator. Something to really calm the mind.
Tomorrow when I ride into the city to do some work stuff, I'm gonna imagine that everyone with headphones is listening to porn. Yeah.
That took a different direction.
I
I thought you said, when I was riding into the city tomorrow, I'm going to try listening to porn.
Oh, that was exactly the thing I hoped for, or thought you were going.
Feared for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy to
Feared
surprise.
was going to happen.
Yeah.
Extraordinary. It's a crazy world.
Yeah. So you have reset your workshop. Excuse me. Now, Haavard.
Yeah.
Between projects, I have as well. I've even sorted through my random screw bucket. That's how much I reset it. it's really nice. It's a lot of open spaces, clear surfaces, and that sort of thing. So it feels almost too good to work in.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's too nice to work in here now.
Yeah, kinda.
Just shut the door. So I'm like, perfect.
it's like that, not writer's block, but painter's block. You just
Yeah,
staring at a blank canvas, and I can't for the
exactly.
life of me start. But then you spill a sip of coffee on it, and oh yeah, I see it now, and then it starts. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually going to use the clean workshop to give my sewing machine a total service over, or whatever you call it, because it sounds like it needs it. There's probably some dust that needs to be cleared out and some oil that needs to be applied. I just have to figure out where it should be applied for everything to work out fine.
Yeah. I plan on doing the same thing, and I also realized that when I move shop, I'm gonna build a new table for the CNC, because the newer model of it have side panels that you can take off to get to the lead screws and give them a good grease over and whatnot. But on the first model, the one I have, it's a hassle to reach underneath it to do maintenance. So I'm gonna put it on a table. It's basically the same table today, but I'm going to cut a hole in the tabletop, because you don't need the tabletop in the dead center underneath the machine. And then, of course, all the storage rack and everything underneath for plywood, I'm going to rebuild that on wheels. So when I'm servicing the machine, I can just pull out the rack underneath with all the plywood, and then I can, like a car mechanic, just lay on my back underneath the machine and service it. And I thought
That's
about
a
that
good
today,
picture.
because I need to hose it out, the workshop, and then grease up that thing, and yeah, open up the bandsaw and vacuum out the insides. So it's getting warmer outside, so now it's pleasant to have the garage door open, and then yeah, spring cleaning is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to start doing that. Get right to the back of the garage. Start getting brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal spring cleaning.
Brutal spring cleaning. Haven't used it in a year. It's gone.
So you have to desperately start a project before you throw it out.
No. Nope. Nope. I've got too much just little itty bits of stuff. I'm like, oh, I could use this for something. Yeah, but you haven't in 5 years. Bin it.
Do it now or forever be gone.
Exactly.
That's my plan. Before Easter, a lot of the shops close here in Norway. So tomorrow I'm going to the shop, and I'm going to get myself like 1 can of beer, because we are going to visit my mother over the Easter. And when we get back, we're driving home 1 day early, so we have 1 day at home before the school starts again. So you get to reset and clean out the car and whatnot, and then I'm hoping that I could also do some trimming of the hedge in the garden, and then I could clean out. I have a lot of like offcuts in the workshop that are ready to be just piled outside in the outside, yes, scrap wood burner pile something, and then I'm gonna just sit and have a beer while I'm burning that. So it's what did you call it
Very
last
nice.
week? Energy recycling.
Absolutely.
But of course, that is, yeah. Now,
Yeah. So I've got 10 days off. 10 days off over Easter.
Nice.
So I'm not sure who's editing this week. Is it me?
That will be me.
Oh, it's you. Oh, I was going to say I've got 10 days off.
yeah.
But if
me
you want to
too.
do it, that's fine. Oh, nice. Yeah, doing the tactical holiday booking. Book 4 days off, but get 10 days off. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have it as well. 4 days next week. But unfortunately the kids are off school, so yeah.
I've been doing the same, and Also, the project I'm working on at work, they said that there will be no activity in the entire month of July. And of course, I don't have 5 weeks of vacation time left. But then I got to thinking, then you have unpaid leave. So can I then supplement with some days? So, I think I mentioned this earlier as well, but now I've concluded. So I'm going to have the entire of July off, revisiting the feeling of childhood when you had your school holiday. So I'm just going to be home. And then of 2 of those weeks, um, I'm going to be home alone. So I have a lot of projects that I need to be done. I mean, we should paint the ceiling in the bedroom, and we should wash the house and whatnot. So I'm making myself a work list of things to do. Well, you actually have a couple of days spare.
Sounds good. But you also need to make some time for yourself in that. To if I do this part of the have to do list, then I get to do something else.
Yeah, but that's those two. They are hugely overlapping at some of the tasks. It's like I get to build a frame around the locker or something, and I'm gonna make and install a sliding door or whatnot. So there are fun projects in the chores that needs doing.
Yeah.
The problem is some of them take more than one day. The best project is you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and you have your coffee and then you go out, and by the time you go to bed, it's done. You can check it off your list.
Yeah, that's
So,
nice. I really have to look at the need to do list for the mainly the garden, because I mean we have that's been going on for years, and none of it are. I mean, we have to do it now, but it needs to be done within 5 years or something like that, and just try to pick off a couple every summer to keep it going. But I really need to look into that and see what should be prioritized this time.
yeah.
Well, you've got to put a load of lamps in, that's for sure.
Yeah. This is the year of the
That-
lamp. I thought it was the year of the horse, but no, not in Sweden.
No,
Well, I wouldn't say that's a necessity thing. That's more of a fun thing.
you've got to get your bulbs in.
You say
early.
that. I was going to say you say that now, but just wait until autumn. I wish I had some light here. God damn it.
Yeah, we do have. I mean, they have the light. That's just the lights. We have to decide where to put those. And then we have the big light project as well. But yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with those lampposts. That's
me
going to
too.
be a journey. Yeah.
I will be fascinated to know what I'm going to do with this thing that I've started.
Yeah, but I mean, one part of the plan is, I mean, a lot of these things would be a lot easier if I had a miniature digger.
And
I have been.
the way
I mean,
this
I
is-
have been compiling a list of stuff that needs to be done in the garden that would be easier to do if you had a miniature digger. So yeah,
easier and more enjoyable.
And who are you
Yes.
trying to convince?
I mean, at the beginning it was my wife, but I think she's kind of on board with it now. So now it's just me being tight with money and just
Overthinking things, isn't it? Yeah.
overthinking things. Yes, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But I have some hopes and dreams.
Buy the digger.
Buy
Do it today.
I knew I could count on you.
Yep. Life is short. Buy the digger.
Speaking of overthinking, I have done that a lot of time where I see, oh, there's a sale of that thing that I want, but and then I spend a couple of days going back to that page, and then the sale ended. God damn it! And then of course I'm not going to buy it now at full price. So that's going to be the thing, though. You're going to sit here, and then the digger, which is probably on sale now, won't be on sale. So yeah, you should just do it, as I did this week. I bought a tent. I wanted this tent for many years. It's a teepee, and it is for 4 to 6 persons. There's a Norwegian company who makes them, and they are insanely expensive. So I was waiting for a sale, and a couple of years, the owner company of the company I work in, they also have the majority share in this tent making company, or it's not only tents, but. And sometimes you get like a discount code for up to 40%. So I was like, all right, we need a tent this summer. I'm waiting for that the word gets out that there is a discount again. But that hasn't happened. And just by dumb luck, I just stumble into their webpage because I was looking for something. And then like, wait, they're like having a huge outlet sale. Like, all right, do they have the tent that I want? And then I scroll down. And yes, they do. At 70% off. And it's like
a lot of percents.
Yeah, this can't be true. So of course I clicked on it to put it into the what's it called, the checkout bin. And then I got an error code. Yeah, something failed. You have to reload, and of course there is something wrong. And then I reloaded it. No, then it's loaded. And of course I talked to the wife because we want this tent, and then this summer we have been invited to a wedding, which is in Denmark, out in the boonies. So there is very few hotels available, and the ones that are very expensive or already booked. So a lot of people are thinking, yeah, but it's out in the woods, so we could just pitch a tent. A lot of people are going to do that, and it's going to be nice. So, yeah, 70% off. That tent is now more cheap than the hotel room that we would need to get. So it's like, and then of course I bought it yesterday, 10 minutes to midnight, because I could not bear the thought of it like ticking over and the sale has ended because it was the last day or something. So I bought the tent. So yeah, I'm a tent owner now. I haven't received the package, and it's still at 70%. I'm waiting for the TMU variant. Like it's just a small model. It wasn't specified. It was in millimeters, not meters. So yeah.
Nice. Good for you to finding that.
Yeah.
Sometimes
so
you
that's
need to be
also
lucky.
So this summer is going to be the I'm probably gonna just pitch the tent on the lawn just to try it out once I get it. So yeah, I'm gonna sleep outside today, or not outside, but inside a tent. So
Good stuff.
yeah. And then of course the maker in me, then maybe I should build a tent oven. Or could I make better tent poles? And of course now I'm on to what can I make to modify this tent to become even tentier. So
Tantalizing.
there's no rest for the wicked. So
There never is. But maybe it's time for rest for this episode. But for those of you who wonder, Monday, as in Monday, Tuesday, it has to do with foot washing.
Of course it does.
Yes.
Why wouldn't it?
Why wouldn't it? Exactly.
I mean, the word Monday, it basically spells it out for you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What?
Totally. So go wash your feet. You probably need it.
Monday
feet.
yourself.
I thought you said foods. So, but yeah, feet. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, don't wash your food unless it needs to be washed, like potatoes or carrots or something like that.
I mean, if you need to wash your feet, do that first before you wash the food.
If you wash the food with your feet,
unless you're making wine, then you shouldn't wash your feet, should you? It's a part of the
Just add to the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And start an OnlyFans. It's probably money in that.
Let's end this episode.
Oh Lord.
Did I destroy it again?
I think it was already in ruins.
There wasn't much to ruin, but sure.
So I just rearranged the crumblings of. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. My body is a temple, a ruined temple.
If you took a steaming shit, no, if you took a shit on a steaming pile of shit, did you that make it shittier or just that's no,
It's just still a big pile of shit.
exactly.
Just a little bit bigger. Thank you for listening to this podcast episode.
Good night. Feel free to cut it 20 minutes ago.